On the day of snow and giving gifts all throughout the land of Runeterra, one yodel with hair like Einstein slept peacefully in his laboratory of tiny turrets and new inventions for his kit. He slept and slept until his nose twitched a bit and he sneezed himself awake. Heimerdinger blinked once, twice, then thrice before rubbing his left eye and looking around. He reached for his goggles and placed it on his eyes, wrapped a tiny robe around his body that kept his tinier body warm. When Heimerdinger began to wake up mentally, he looked around and saw the Christmas lights tied around his walls and the stockings around his artificial flame. He remembered today was Christmas and went over to the kitchen to make coffee and continue on his day. While Heimerdinger grabbed the mug, he noticed unbalance in the meniscus of his coffee. Suddenly, he heard a faint word being held at a vowel. Charge! Heimerdinger looked over at the wall he believed it to be coming from, the artificial fireplace. He also noticed the coffee had a stable meniscus. Eventually, a major vibration came, and a creature named Skarl and a yordle named Kled burst into the bricks above the fire, reaching their destination of entering Heimerdinger's home on the day of Christmas. Heimerdinger looked down and noticed the coffee cup broken with newly brewed coffee everywhere. The collision was extreme, to the point of destroying nearby things as well, but nothing Heimerdinger couldn't fix. Skarl walked over to the Christmas tree Heimer had built, and sat down to look at it while Kled walked over to Heimerdinger. Kled reached towards his hat and tilted it down. In between his head and hat that seemed bigger in height than he was, held a present with a name on the string of the bow. It read, "Science Nerd." Kled spoke. "I don't call anyone friend. I never called anyone a friend. If I ever called anyone a friend, I mean it." Heimerdinger felt genuinely special towards this yordle that contained so much anger that the emotion was practically the definition of Kled. Heimer gestured over to the artificial flame that still kept lit and went into the kitchen. Instead of coffee, he brought over 2 mugs that contained hot chocolate with marshmallows floating on the surface. Oddly, as Heimerdinger would have spent the whole day of Christmas with acting as if it was a casual Wednesday, he spent the day of Christmas with Kled, having cups of hot chocolate and enjoying the artificial flame, a new window view Kled had given Heimerdinger. The end.